guys, it's Ariana. Welcome back to my channel. So obviously we have the Christmas background up and we've gotten rid of the Halloween background because it is November now. So we are going to be playing around with the Rawbeautykristi and PUR palette. So I want to play around with the more neutral side. So if you're unfamiliar with this palette, this is a two-sided palette. One has a really colorful side and one has a neutral side. So I've already done a look up on my channel with the colorful side, and the colorful side is really fun. I'll post it up in the eye for you guys. As you guys know from watching my channel, I don't usually use neutrals, so this is going to be an interesting video because I am not used to using these colors. But I did want to play with it, and maybe I'll add a little bit of pop of color into it just because, as you guys know, I like color. So I have already done my eyebrows. I have not done anything else though, so I'm going to prime my eyes using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer. Alright, so I've just moved you guys in a little bit closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. But I just primed my eyes with the ColourPop concealer, and now I'm going to go in with the neutral side. So the neutral side is very pretty. It's just not really a color story that I usually go for. I am more gravitating towards this side because I love those blues. That sparkle that's in the middle is really, really fun. The pinks, the purples, oh, it's just a lovely palette. So I am interested in playing around with this color scheme. So I'm gonna go in with Moo Point, which is this purple color, and I'm gonna put that into my crease. So my brushes are very stained. They are clean, but they are stained, so keep that in mind. There's nothing on this brush. It's just stained. So if you're unfamiliar with PUR shadows, they do have a lot of kick up. If that does not bother you, then it doesn't bother you. If it bothers you, keep that in mind. I like the fact that this palette comes with a little mirror, but I do have a mirror in front of me that I'm gonna be using anyway, but we're just gonna go in with Moo Point into the crease. So on the neutral side, I'm getting more of that really weird kind of vanilla smell that PUR puts into their shadows, and I really don't like the scent of it. I wasn't really getting it as strong on the colorful side, but I'm definitely smelling it a lot more on the neutral side, and I don't like it. I'm very excited for Rawbeautykristi's and ColourPop's collaboration because ColourPop doesn't usually put weird smells into their palettes, and I'm very excited for that. So if you guys got anything from the collection, please let me know down below in the comments. I ordered the palette and one of the Super Shock shadows just because it was really pretty, but I didn't get the lip glosses or the liners or anything just because I knew I wouldn't use them, and they're just not really colors that I personally wanted. So I just picked up the palette, and the palette looks really gorgeous. It's very Kristi, so I'm very excited for that palette to arrive when it does arrive. So this is the Moo Point color. It is not as pigmented as I was hoping it was going to be, so keep that in mind, but it is a neutral side, so it probably isn't supposed to be super pigmented, but I usually go for a lot more pigmentation than that, and I do have a ColourPop base down already, and it's just not as vibrant as I would have wanted, but that's okay. So now on the outer corner, we are gonna go into the color It Just Does. So it's this kind of pinky salmon color almost, and I'm just gonna put that on the outer corner. This brush is super loose and I don't like it. I need to super glue it back on. This is not blending as well as the first time that I used this palette did. This is coming apart completely and it's really frustrating me. These colors are not really blending together that well, and that is kind of annoying because the first two times that I used this palette, I used the colorful side, and those colors blended together effortlessly, and this is taking a little finessing. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of Moo Point and just try to blend those colors together. Yeah, I'm really not liking the neutral side at all. These two colors are very muted, and they're kind of just like disappearing. I think I'm going to try different colors. All right, so let's try this again, and I guess we'll go in with different colors. So I'm gonna go in with a fluffy blending brush, and I'm gonna go into the color, Told You, and I'm gonna put that all into my crease. So Told You is this really pretty warm brown color right here. I'm gonna put that all into my crease. Alright, so I've built up the color Told You quite a bit into my crease, and I think it looks really pretty. It is a warm brown and it's blending just fine, so I'm hoping that the colors that I choose to use for the rest of this video work okay. So I'm going to go into the color You're Not My Real Dad, which is this brown on the outer corner here, and I'm going to put that into my outer corner and see if that one works. Oh yeah, these colors are a lot more pigmented and are working a lot better than Moo Point, and it just does. I'm not too sure why those colors weren't working, but they just were not working for me. Maybe I'll have to play around with them again in the future, but tonight I guess we're gonna do a brown eye look. A gold, I think I'm gonna play with the golden ticket color in the center, and we'll just do a nice warm eye look with some browns. So I'm just taking the Told You color all into my crease and just really blending it out and blending in You're Not My Real Dad into that color so there isn't any harsh lines. Now I'm just gonna go back into You're Not My Real Dad and just kind of flick it out a little bit on the ends. And then I'm just bringing the rest of the color that's just on my brush into the crease just to smooth out some of the color a little bit, just so that it's not so harsh of lines. All right, so this is gonna be a very simple eye look, I think, tonight, just because the first time that I tried using the neutral side, it did not work. So now I'm gonna go into my NYX Glitter Glue Primer, and I'm just going to put that on my inner corner and across my lid up into where we left off with that darker brown color. And I'm just going to tap this on. And I'm just bringing it over into that deeper brown color, just a little bit, just so that I can wisp out the sparkle a little bit, if I'm even making sense. So now I'm gonna go into the color Golden Ticket. So it's this gorgeous gold color right in the center of the palette, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. So the shimmers in this palette do work really well. I used the silver shimmer the first time that I did a look on my channel with this palette, and it worked really well. I find that using the glitter primer first and then using the shimmers makes them work really, really great. So that is a little trick that you can do. Instead of wetting your brush, I find that when you wet your brush, sometimes the formulas that you're using for your setting spray can alter the formulas in your shadow, and it can almost ruin the palette. So I don't like to wet my brush when using shimmers. I just like to go in with a primer, a glue primer. And I learned that trick actually from Beaut Bean on YouTube. So if you guys are interested in going to check her out, I will link her down below. You guys can go check her out. She is an amazing creator. So now I'm just taking a little bit more of Told You, and I'm just blending it through my crease. And just blending out that shimmer so that it doesn't go too high and it doesn't look weird. I'm just adding a little bit more of that shimmer on. That is really pretty. So now I'm just gonna go into You're Not My Real Dad on my outer corner and just make the lines, the harsh lines of it go away and blend it into that sparkle. I'm just gonna go into a little bit of the sparkle too, just on my brush, and just tap it onto that outer corner. And now I'm going to clean up my eyes, the fallout that happened. I'm going to do my full face of makeup just because you guys don't need to see me doing my foundation. You've seen it 100 times and none of the products that I'm using have changed. I'm going to quickly throw on a little bit of liner, so probably just a black liner. The lashes that I always use are from the brand Urban Pop Lashes, so nothing in my routine has changed at all. I'm going to go throw that all on, and then we can come back on here and we can do the rest of the under eyes, which I think I'm going to use the colorful side for. So I will be right back. All right, so I'm back with my full face of makeup done. So now it is time to do the under eyes. So I think I'm gonna go into this green color here. I think that will look really pretty, and I just want to play with some green tonight. So I'm just gonna go into the color Garden State, and I'm going to sweep that underneath my waterline. I'm gonna go into a brush, just a fluffy brush with no pigment or anything on it, and I'm just going to blend that out. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more, and I'm bringing it into the inner corner because then I'm going to add a highlight color to the inner corner just to make it pop a little bit. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. And now we can go in with the color Cafe Disco, which is the center color on the colorful side, and I'm just going to go in with a pencil brush, and I'm just going to put that right on the inner corner just to make that pop. I think that teal with that silver on it will look really pretty. And that looks really fun. So I didn't want to just obviously stick to a straight neutral look because that's just not my style. So I wanted to add in a flare of green, and I think it looks really pretty. These lashes are on their last legs. I think this will be the last time that I use this pair. So if they look a little wonky, that is because I have used them over and over and over again. My eyes are incredibly hazel today. They're very green. So this eye look looks really pretty, and I'm liking the way that it ended up. This mascara also I think is on the outs because it's really clumpy, and I don't like the way that it made my lower lashes look. It kind of looks spider leggy, and I'm not into that. And I'm just touching up some of my actual lashes underneath my false lashes so they don't look so weird. But that is the finished eyes. For the last tutorial I did on my channel, I used a water liner that was white, and I liked the way that it looked a lot. It made my eyes a little bit bigger, and it made the eye look pop, and I think that was really fun and really pretty, so I want to do it again tonight. So that is why I added some white eyeliner to my lash line. So this is just the Milk Jumbo Pencil from NYX, and it just added a little bit extra to this eye look. I also took off some of my foundation right here. So this is the finished look. I'm gonna quickly go throw a wig on because I have another video that I want to do after this, and throw on a lip color. I don't know if I'm gonna do nude or if I'm gonna do lip gloss or what color I'm gonna do, but I will be right back once I decide. All right, so this is the finished look once it's all done. I do think that this is a really pretty eye look. I do really like the look that I created today. I do think that the colors Just Do and Moo Point, these two colors right here, just didn't work for me. I will try them out in the future again just to see if maybe it was just an off day for me, but I did create this look with really no problem at all, and I used the colors Told You and You're Not My Real Dad, and they worked just fine. So I don't really know what was wrong with the first two colors, but I did end up making a look that worked just fine. And then obviously the shimmer Golden Ticket worked absolutely flawlessly. And again, the color Garden State and the color Cafe Disco worked absolutely just fine. I have not had a problem with any of the colors on the colorful side yet, so I'm very interested to continue playing with this palette and seeing if I continue to like it. I'm really disappointed in the first two colors with the look that we were trying to do earlier, but I did end up creating a look that I did like, so I'm okay with it. So again, I just paired tonight's look with the lipstick Mistletoe from PUR Cosmetics. I paired tonight's wig with the Wig is Fashion wig from Wig is Fashion, and this is just my white curly wig that is not really curly anymore. The waves have definitely fallen. So if you are on the market for a white curly wig, I'm not too sure if I would actually recommend this wig because it hasn't really been the best, and it does still shed. So, and the customer service of Wig is Fashion is terrible, so that is what it is. But this is the look that I created tonight. I do think that this palette is worth getting. If you haven't already picked this up, and if it does come back into availability, I know it was a limited edition item, but they have already brought it back once. So if they do bring it back again, I highly recommend it. It's a really great palette, especially the colorful side. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below for more content like this, and I will see you guys at the next video. Bye!